Welcome, everybody. Welcome into the coaching hour. If you can hear me, just let me know in the chat box. Awesome. Wonderful. So without any further delay, we will get into the today's awesome, amazing, and wonderful topic that is about be willing to pay the price. But before we begin, let me give you a brief introduction to the all the new members of our coaching hour program who might be joining us for the first time here today. So, guys, welcome to this amazing free coaching program that we run here at our company, Human Potential and Growth, and it is the free coaching hour. Now, this is something that we do every week, twice every week, every Tuesday and every Thursday. We do it on Zoom, and at the same time, it is getting live streamed on our YouTube channel with the name of Human Potential and Growth. Now, we have a very specific agenda for the coaching hour. And the agenda is pretty simple to provide the assistance and to provide the guidance to anybody. It doesn't matter wherever in the world they are. The only condition is that they're willing to learn. And if you are willing to learn, you are going to learn a lot from it. As I can see, a lot of you are sending me hello and hi on YouTube. Hi, everybody on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe our channel, press the notification button so that you get the upcoming videos straight through your inbox with an email notification. Awesome. And to everyone who is on Zoom right here, welcome, guys. We are going to have an amazing talk today, and it's about be willing to pay the price. Now, what does that mean? Now, let me tell you a little story. The first time when I start understanding this concept, be willing to pay the price, the only thing that keep on coming on my mind was money. And let me tell you one thing. Yes, money is a big price we have to pay, but before we pay the money, there are many other things that are required, because if we are just looking at this from a money perspective, we may end up missing the message that is right there at the center of this amazing success principle. And that's what we're going to discuss in a very short while. But I want you to just take care of all the worries and the burdens that you have on your mind right now. It doesn't matter from where you are. It doesn't matter whatever you're doing, whatever your profession is, whatever your goals are. Always remember one thing: there is a price that must be paid. Now, what that price is, that you will discover. But I want to ask you a question. How many of you know exactly what do you want? If you know exactly what you want, let me know in the chat box by saying a yes. Same to you guys who are on YouTube. If you know exactly what you want, just type yes in the chat box. If you're on YouTube, guys, follow the same thing. If you know exactly what you want, type yes in the chat box. I can see Rajiv, Harish, Avnish, Prema, all of them are saying yes. A big yes is coming from their side. What about the people who are on YouTube? All right, so there are plenty. All right, that is lovely. So somebody said on YouTube, not in every aspect of my life, only in few aspects. No problem. If even if you are clear on few aspects, that's okay. As life grows, you are going to become clear about all the aspects. It's just about making a decision and going forward. Lovely. So most of our audience has an answer with yes to this question. So now let's move a little further. And I want you to understand this. Everything worthwhile in life comes with a price. There is no such thing as something for nothing. That means you got to pay the price. And my mentor, Bob Proctor, said in another few interesting words, he said, there is no free lunch out there in the world. You got to pay the price. That means you have to pay the price to whatever you want to achieve. Now, somebody said, I want financial freedom, need a 1 CR income per year on YouTube. Now decide what is the price you are willing to pay in return of that money, because money is not just going to fall in the lap. It takes some commitment, it takes some service, it takes some dedicated service. And the service, regardless of whatever is happening on the outside, it doesn't matter, whatever is going there, you have to pay the price. And you know what, the funniest thing in our life is that anything we got for free, we don't value it. That's true. Ask yourself how many times in your life somebody gave you something very important or something good for free, and that thing is never ever used by you. It might be there in your office somewhere, it might be there in your home somewhere, but this is not as dangerous what I'm going to tell you right now. At birth, we all have been blessed with something absolutely wonderful, and that was our mind. Our mind was given to us for free, and 95% of the whole world population doesn't use it. Or, in other words, doesn't know how to get the best use out of it. That is the irony of the story. But if we want to grow, we got to pay the price. Now, let's say you're in a job and you want to become an entrepreneur, right? You got to pay the price. You're not going to become an entrepreneur in one night. There is a process. You got to discover your why. You got to discover what do you want. You got to discover where you're moving. There are many things you got to discover. And then you have to be consistent, because it's not a 1 day matter. It's not a 2 day matter. It's the consistency that matter. I would share some of the few key insights that I have learned way back in my life. And I really want you to pay attention on that. Okay. So here it is, what you have to remember. These are the rules to remember. Never ever forget them. Pain is temporary, but the benefits last forever. Now, what is that pain that I'm referring here? Maybe you have to, go through some difficult time while building your business, or while building something that is really valuable to you. That will be painful, but the benefits that you're going to gain from that pain is going to be for lifetime. For example, let's say you train your body, you have to do some yoga classes, you're going to gym and all that stuff. That's not easy. Stretching your body, putting in workout every single day, that's not easy. That requires pain. You have to go through changes, and that is pain. That is not easy. But the point here is that once you go through that pain, the benefits last forever. Benefits last forever. And maybe some of the things you don't even like doing when you go to gym. There are some of the exercise that people don't like. And even with yoga, there are some of things that you will hate about it. Even, going through a healthy diet is a pain for many people. That's funny, that's true. But the pain is temporary. Soon it will become a habit. Soon you will start enjoying things. Soon you will get used to those things. And you know what? The benefits you reap out of it, they are going to be for lifetime. Benefits are for lifetime. And you got to focus on the benefits. And then practice, practice, and practice. Now, doesn't matter whatever your business is. If you're a sports star, practice. If you're a businessman, practice. Now, you might be asking, what a businessman should practice? Businessman should practice everything, from sales to training, everything. Because if you're not practicing, you're going to lose confidence. And if you lose confidence, your business is not going to grow. This is as simple as it is. And many people are not taking it in that way. Now, let me share with you, something from Andre, who is a famous composer and conductor and a pianist. He said, if I miss a day of practice, I know it. Now, pay very close attention to this. He said, if I miss 1 day of practice, I know it. If I miss 2 days of practice, my manager know it. If I miss 3 days, my audience know it. That's as simple as it is. If you miss a day, you are going to know it. If you miss a couple of days, your team is going to observe it. If you miss 3, 4, 5 days doing what you love to do every single day, the whole audience that is surrounded you is going to observe it. And then some people say, after a few months, that my business is not working. It's not like your business is not working, it's like you have not been giving it the attention it requires. Napoleon Hill said, in the end, it's all the matter of reprogramming what is bang at the center of your subconscious mind. And it requires something very important, that is everlasting persistence. You cannot cheat the mother nature, even if you want to. So the point here is to remember is that you may have to go through some boring phase where you're doing the stuff over and over again. You're not getting the results. You're going through a pain where you don't know what is happening. But guess what? That's all the part of the process. That all the part of the progress. And if you stop, results will stop. So you gotta keep going. And in the end, it's persistence that wins. This is very, very, very important for you to understand. It's not the genius who wins in the end. It's not the talent who wins in the end. It's not the God given abilities that wins in the end. It's the persistence that wins in the end. Even the talent, God given ability, luck, all these things cannot be on your side if you're not consistent. You got to be persistent. What does that mean? That means doesn't matter whatever is happening in the outside world, you got to be out there every single day in the marketplace and making things happen for yourself, not for anybody. It's for you. It's your business. It's your life. Be persistent. You know why relationships break? Because people are not willing to be persistent. At some point, they give up. Why? They said, I had enough of it. Now, people can come up with a lot of different reasons that it was whatever it was. In the end, it was a lack of persistence. Now, you may say, I have been going through it for a long time, but that's okay. Then it's awareness, understanding. Many things matter, but persistence is the key. Now, ask yourself a question. Sorry, why Edmund Hillary kept on going and trying to reach the top of the Everest after he went to the Everest on 1951, he fails. He went to the Everest on 1952, he fails. But he still kept going back. Why he was persistent? He wanted. He wanted to conquer the Everest. What is your reason? Now let me ask you a question, and I want you to write this down right now on a sheet of paper. Okay? Whatever your goal is, it doesn't matter what your goal is right now. Okay? Whatever your goal is, why you want to achieve that goal? Take a blank sheet of paper and in a very big bold letters, write that down. Go ahead and do it right now. Once it's done, let me know in the chat box with a yes. If you're on YouTube, do the same thing. Ask yourself a question. Why I want to achieve my goal, whatever your goal is. Why? Think about it and then write it down. Once you're done writing the reason, let me know in the chat box by saying yes. All right, done, done. Wonderful. I like it. when there are prompt answers. So here are the some of the prices that I'm going to discuss with you right now. They are very important, and you got to really, really understand them to a large degree. Now, focus on right there. Prices you have to pay. The first one is some sleepless nights. What does that mean? Now, it doesn't matter whatever you're doing, I can share my example with that perspective that what exactly I mean by this some sleepless nights. And I have to take you back to 2015. So let's have a journey back to 2015. Now, I still remember very clearly it was the year 2015, and I was like any normal, boy at my age was stuck in a rat race, and it was 9 to 5. But for me, it was not 9 to 5 since I was in a startup company. So for me, it was 9 to 8. I go early morning to my office and I came back around 8 p.m. in the evening and all that stuff. And at that time, you can clearly see that a lot of hours were going there. But I had a dream. I had a dream that I want to quit this small E that is employee, and I want to shift to the big E that is entrepreneurship. That I wanted to start something of my own. But the challenge in front of me was the time. But that was not the challenge. The challenge was the mindset. The challenge was exactly this, the mindset. And that's where I have to couple the second point, that was investing in myself. Because if I was not ready to invest in myself at that time, there was no other way for me to get out of the poor mindset and get into a place where I can actually do things that I wanted to do. So what options I had? I had two options. Either I let my present job control my thinking and then do nothing, absolutely nothing about the dream I had. And the second thing I had, start thinking about the solution. Then I start asking myself a question. I came back at 8, okay? Let's say it took me some, 20 minutes to reach home also because my office was not far enough. Then, taking a shower at home and doing dinner and all that stuff. So I said, all right, so what I'm doing after 10? And I was doing nothing at that time. So then I decided, perfect. So from 10 till the midnight, sometime 12, sometime 1, or sometime even 2 a.m., I decided to spend these hours every single day consistently working on a dream. And the dream was to escape the small E to get in the big E, that is from employee to entrepreneurship. That is something I decided that day that I want to do. And I did it consistently for almost near about a year. It was 9 to 10 months. But those 9 to 10 months, I kept on doing it, kept on doing it. And I remember the words of Jim Rohn very clearly. He said, work on your dream part time if you cannot full time right now. And the soon that part time invested into yourself will create a fortune for you. And I still remember his words come true to me when, after 9 to 10 months of really sincere effort, I was able to quit the rat race and I was able to get into the full term entrepreneurship and form my company that you see today, that is Human Potential and Growth. That is the first thing. There was many sleepless nights, but guess what? If somebody asked me today, were they worth of your time? I can tell them clearly that they were absolutely worth of my time. You know why? If I hadn't put in those 3 to 4 hours every single night, I would have been in the same position till now. But I made the decision. So, any of you who are having dreams right now, you got to get out of that shell, and then you got to take action persistently, deliberately, and you got to keep investing in yourself. Whoever I am today, most of the things or whatever you want to call it, it's my mentors who made me, because my mindset was so shallow that I was not able to break the shell. It was my mentors who provoked me. It was the great program that I have done that provoked me to think in a different way, think in a better way. And all those programs has actually transformed my thinking. And in the end, it's just a matter of thinking. The more you expand your thinking, the more better you will become. Like Bob Proctor said that he said, thinking is the highest function that you and me are capable of doing. But the problem is that very few people think. Now, how we can learn to think? It's pretty easy. You got to find the right mentor, you got to find the right environment, and then you got to invest in yourself. Now, we are proud to say that in our company, we have great resources, and none of those resources are generated by us. They were already there out there in the world, but we were wise enough to use those resources in a very organized way that it creates a life of abundance for us and for everybody around us. And there are many of you who are a part of that revolution. You are part of the academy, the Mindset Academy that we have. And there are many other great things that we do at our company. But the question here is how serious and willing you are to pay the price. You can keep fooling yourself for the rest of the life, or you can simply tell yourself, enough is enough, and I have made the decision. All it takes is a decision, my dear friends. Once you take that decision, your life will start moving in the right direction. It will start moving in the direction where you want it to be. But it all starts with the decision. There are many sort of prices you have to pay. The price of sleepless night, the price, the price of investing in yourself, then the price of maybe, cutting out on things that are unnecessary, maybe going out on weekends every single day. You may have to cut it out, maybe skipping some of the football matches that you're watching. I still remember I used to skip those matches during that year. Although I'm a big fan of football, but I used to skip those matches. You know why? Because I want to work on my entrepreneurship dream. And today I have all the time to use. Why? I created that time. I'm not saying all these things to just brag you. I'm saying these things to impress upon you so that you can get really the message with your subconscious mind that all it takes is the decision to get started. Once you make the decision, the path will be shown, the people will be shown, the resources will be shown, because that is the way universe has been designed. Universe is designed to help the person who is willing to take the first step. Universe is not designed to take everybody on his own shoulders. You cannot even do that. You cannot take somebody on your shoulder and carry them around through your whole life, because that will even pull you more down. What if you can inspire somebody and help them to live the life the way you want to live? That is real transformation. And that's what we believe in our company, the human potential and growth. And I encourage you that if you are not into one of our programs, make a decision to be into one of our programs. Why? Why to be in one of our programs? To build a mindset that is required. Let me put it in this way, and you're going to really get the message. Now, pay very, very close attention right there on the screen. Okay, understand the concept, because it is very, very important to understand the concept that I'm going to explain to you right now. So, here we go. Pay attention right there. Okay, look at this. Understand that. Let's say this is a small seed. All right, this is a seed right there. Now, let me ask you a question, and I want every single one of you to participate in the chat box. All right, let's say we have a seed right there. All right, let's say this is a seed, whatever seed it is. Now, if you keep the seed in your pocket for 6 months, what will happen? If you keep the seed in your pocket for 6 months, what will happen? Die. Absolutely, Avnash. It will die and it will not grow. There will be no progress, right? Now, what if you take that seed and you plant it in the very, very fertile soil? Let's say you plant it there. Now you're nourishing it, you're watering it, you're taking care of it. What will happen to this seed now in 6 months? What will happen to this seed in now 6 months? I want an answer from everybody. All right, guys, go ahead in the chat box and bombard the chat box with your answers. What will happen to a seed planted in the earth, which is provided nourishment, which is provided everything that it is required? Perfect. Go ahead. I see a couple of comments. Let me see who is right there in the YouTube. Yes, it will grow. It will flourish. Absolutely. Grow. Absolutely. So what is the difference in the both the seeds? Do you think the difference is in the seed? Do you think the difference is in the seed? Not at all. So what's the difference? The difference is the environment. The difference is the environment. One seed equally possible of growing into growth. Another seed is equally possible to, get into abundance. But the difference is the environment. One seed is providing the environment it is required by planting in the soil. Another seed is destroyed by keeping it into the pocket. Similarly, you have your seeds. Now you have the dream. Your dream is your seed. Now, if you carry your dream into your pocket, that's not going to grow. It is going to die. It is simply, it is simply going to die. What you have to do then? You have to take that dream and then you have to put it right there in your subconscious mind. Now, this is something that we are working on, the new concept for the mind. You will know more about it in our coming seminar. So you got to be there if you want to learn more about that. All right. The left brain and the right brain. So what you have to do, you have to take the seed right there and you got to plant right there in the subconscious mind. And then it is going to become your reality. And this is a process you have to learn how to take a seed and plant it to the subconscious mind. And that is a process. That is a process that requires mindset shift. You got to shift your mindset. And that's what we teach in almost all our program that we have at our company, Human Potential and Growth. You can get in touch with me. We can discuss more about the program later on. But the point that I'm trying to explain to you here is that I know you have dreams. Don't let them to die. Let them grow. And they can only grow when you provide them the environment that is required, my dear friends. Without environment, they cannot grow. But the moment you provided the environment, bang, it grows. It's like out of nowhere, boom, there is a change. And if you want to bring that change, I encourage you, I encourage you to get on a phone call with me. You will see a link in pretty soon right now in the chat box. If you're on YouTube, you will see the link to schedule a call with me. If you're on Zoom, you will see a link to schedule a call with me. Let's get on a phone call. Let's understand more about it. I want to help you, and I know it will change your life. Now, I open the stage for Q&As. If any of you have a question, feel free to ask that question, and I would absolutely love to answer your questions. Go ahead and bring your question that you have right now on your mind. This is the best time for you to ask your questions. Doesn't matter whatever question you have, feel free to bring that in the Q&A box. All right, guys, so bring on your questions. Pushkar, go to the link and book the meeting. All right, who has the next question? If you have questions, feel free to ask them in the Q&A box. Any question you have, feel free to ask them in the Q&A box. And in case you have no question, you can simply say no question. All right, so here's a question from Prema. Sir, one of my respected upline told me that I have learned enough and that I need not to confuse myself with coachings. I feel, let me tell you one thing, Prema, the coaching is always required. It always is. And it's not just about, you know, one time thing. Ask yourself why great footballers train every day? Why great cricketers train every day? Why artists train every day? For them, it's coaching. They're learning every single day. You don't have to confuse yourself. It's your desire, and you don't have to seek permission from anybody. No one on the planet can give you permission. It's you who have to decide. Doesn't matter if that's your upline or whoever. If you want to learn more, if you want to grow in your life, just make a decision and move forward. That's it. That is as simple as it is. I can share with you, Prema, because otherwise you can get caught up with all the hassle and dazzle ideas and you may not end up getting anything. All right, Prema? Awesome, Prema. Here you go. Yes, this is your life and this is your dream. Go ahead and achieve them. All right? Perfect. All right, so who has the next question? YouTubers, let's bring some question, guys. Make sure to subscribe on YouTube, guys. All right, so here's a question from Arya. We have so many seeds. Coaching is required to eliminate distractions so that we can focus on one seed at a time. How do you take inventory of our resources so that we can focus on several seeds? That is a great question, Arya. So here is my answer. Absolutely, we have so many seeds. And what we have to understand that we have to set a big vision for our life, and ultimately to achieve a big vision there are going to be certain steps to be followed, many goals to achieve. So it's just like selecting the first port of calling and then chasing. And when you said how I take inventory of our resources, for example, I have a big goal right now, and that big goal has many sub goals that I'm going after, but that doesn't mean those sub goals are like every single time I have to see it from a new goal perspective. Most of the time, I'm involved in many different activities. For example, this coaching hour, that is one of my, the goals that I have. And then again, there are another thing that I do, the Paradigm Switch Academy that I do. That is another thing that I do. Then I have one-on-one coaching that I do. Apart from that, there are a couple of more things, the seminar. So you see, I already have 4, 5, 6 things, but it's all about managing them. So it's not like that I'm focusing distracting myself. It's the management of activities. And how we do it based upon priorities. We have to decide for ourselves what is the most important aiming point of my life right now, and then we have to move towards that aiming point, growing ourselves. And you know what, it's about chunking it down to the smallest possible goals and then keep achieving that. The more we achieve those small goals, the more better we will become. And as far as choosing them is concerned, it's just about making a decision for the first one, giving your whole energy to it. Then once it's done, move to the next one. Then once it's done, move to the next one. It's like Earl Nightingale's analogy of ship, the ship cannot reach two ports at the same time. It can reach one port at the one time, and it's about deciding which port we want to reach first. So it's a decision. Like Bob Proctor said, he said, first time, well, Earl Nightingale gave me this task. This is one of the most difficult tasks I have done in my life, that out of 100 goals that I wanted to achieve, choosing the one that I want to achieve right now. But then he said, as I do it, that's the one of the most wonderful thing that I have ever done. So that's what we have to do. And tomorrow morning, when we have call, we will discuss more about it in detail so that you get more ideas. All right. I hope what I have shared with you so far, that has created some clarity to you. Thank you so much for bringing that question, Arya. I like it. All right. So we have another question. All right, so let's see where's the next question. All right, so the next question is here on YouTube. The question is, I feel multitasking is not a good thing. All right, so once again, now multitasking is not a good thing when you are all over scattered, Shivam. When you're all over scattered. For example, right now I am doing this webinar. If doing this webinar at the same time, I would love to read something, I would love to phone somebody else, that will be a wrong use of multitasking. Understand that, Shubham. At one time, I can focus on only one idea. So multitasking is when I'm doing something and my mind is filled with all kind of hassle and dazzle ideas. That will not work. But if you focus on one idea at a time, once it's done, move to the next one. Once it's done, move to the next one. Once it's done, move to the next one. That is the right way to doing things, Shubham. All right. Multitasking is a good thing, but you have to understand how to apply it. Okay. I hope you got the answer, Shubham. All right. So the next question is from Suresh. Why why is it we go for a dream but drift away after a few days, although why of the dream is vital? It's simply we haven't developed the mindset that is required to stay focused on that goal, Mr. Suresh. It's a habit. We have a habit of drifting away. Understand that. It's a paradigm. We have to change that paradigm if we want to stick on a goal. It's a matter of persistence. We have to be persistent. We have to learn to be persistent. So that's what I can tell you. It's pretty simple, but you got to develop a new paradigm to overcome that. We have a habit of drifting away. So it's that need change, Mr. Suresh. How to do it? It's a process. Coaching is one of the important part of it. That's what I can tell you. All right, so the next question is from Arya. How to say no without saying no? To be focused on one idea, there are people in life who wants our attention, especially loved ones. Exactly. That is very, very true. Now, how to stay focused on one idea? For example, what you have to do is you have to make a decision to divide your day into certain sections. Okay? There should be a section of your day that is completely devoted to your own self development. And then there will be a time to spend with the loved ones. And then there will be a time to do your official work or whatever it is. If you start focusing on these things, you don't have to worry about saying no. They know that this is the time when you usually communicate with them then. Does it easy? No, it's not. But once you start dividing that day into certain portions, you will see it will become very easy for you. And you start encouraging others to follow their passions also, because that way they will understand what you're doing. Most people don't understand the word passion. Most people don't understand the dreams. Most people don't understand why it is important to go after the dreams. So to be focused on one idea, it is better to divide your day. For example, maybe you wake up 1 hour early, 1 hour early, and give it concentrated focus to your idea when nobody is disturbing you. That will make you more feel good about it. So it's not about saying no to them. It's about seeing how you manage your day, how you arrange your activities, so that you don't have to face a situation where you have to say that no or yes. All right. I hope you got some idea out of it, Arya. And sometimes, yes, the no is very essential part of our life. And that is only done through practice. Like 5 years ago, I had a hard time saying no to people. If anybody tell me, please, can you go with me there? Can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? I used to do that. But then I realized it is just hurting me. And then I stopped giving energy to those things. It's not about saying no to them. It's about mentally visualizing that people are not, putting burden on myself. People are not creating circumstances. So it's like seeing in your mind what you want to see and then start focusing on what you want. And slowly and steadily, those people who do this unconsciously to you, they will no longer be in the same energy field, and they will not be disturbing you. That's what I can tell you from experience, Arya. Sorry, I hope you got it. So it's more about building an image of exactly what you want and stop paying energy to the other people and saying no to them. Say more yes to you, and you don't no longer has to say no to others. And it doesn't mean you have to say yes to others also. It means those people will soon be not be there to just serving you. The more you focus on you. All right. All right. Perfect. So who has the next question? If you're on YouTube, you can ask your question in the chat box, guys. If you have no question, you can simply say no more questions so that we can wrap up the session. It was an absolutely engaging session we had today here. I love it. All right, so if anybody has a question, guys, go ahead and tell me. If I have no question, just simply type NQ, no more questions. All right, then. So I feel there are no more questions. Later on, guys, you can ask your questions to me anytime in our group, Facebook group. You're a part of it. If you're a part of my WhatsApp group, you can ask there, or you can reach out to me on my Facebook page. I'll be available there. So thank you so much for being here, guys. It was a great call and I love it. And I'm looking forward to the next call that is on Thursday. Make sure to be there and I'll see you next time. Till then, take care. Have a great day.